right? I came to Bangalore for off campus, took my first job here itself. But yeah, still I am able to make my mark at Microsoft because I choose the right branch.
So a lot of people say that Scalar School of Technology is very expensive, 80 lakh is total fee. But अगर मैं अपनी बारे में बात बताऊं तो जब मैंने कॉलेज ज्वाइन किया 16 में, इट्स ऑल्सो अ प्राइवेट कॉलेज, तो मैंने उस टाइम पे 16 लाख दिया था.
कि फर्स्ट प्लेसमेंट, when you are in internship, there is a great opportunity. You work, you create your brand, and that increase your chances of pre-placement offers.
I'll tell you one of the major breakthrough sort of for me was like when you say that you're the average of the 5 people you are with, right? So that happened with me in college, that happened with me in Capgemini, but that completely transitioned when I was in Scalar.
Hello everyone, this is Raj from the admissions team of Scalar School of Technology, and we have been receiving a lot of queries from parents and students from the last couple of days. While we have tried to answer all of these questions over mail, over calls, we thought it would be best if you could hear all these answers from my Scalar alumni. So that is the reason why we are doing this podcast today, and we have 4 guests with us. So we would like you to introduce yourselves one by one. Sandeep, you can start by a short introduction about yourself.
So hi everyone, my name is Sandeep. I am a 2019 grad from Techno India College in Kolkata. I'm currently working in Atlassian, and I started my career from Capgemini. I've been working in the industry for the last 4 years, and I've worked with companies like Ajio.com, Visa, and currently Atlassian.
Hey, hi everyone. My name is Bhaskar Shah. I am from Kolkata, and I'm a student from KIIT. I studied there electrical engineering. I passed out in 2020, and after that I started my career with Accenture. Been there for almost a year, and after 1.5 years I switched to Walmart. So for past 1 year I'm working in a Walmart as SD2.
Bhaskar, I assume Walmart is a Fortune 1 company.
Yes.
Can you help us understand what a Fortune 1 company is?
Yeah. So the Fortune is a magazine which always publish almost 500 companies, like top 500 company which has the highest revenue in that fiscal year, and Walmart is actually the number 1 company. It almost has a revenue of almost countries, like three countries having a GDP of total having the same as Walmart.
Wonderful.
Hi everyone, my name is Mohini Bansal, and currently I'm working in Adobe as a computer scientist, and I am 2016 graduate from Vanastali University, Rajasthan. From there I placed in Oracle. Then I work after Oracle in lithium technology, and then Walmart, and currently I am in Adobe. Yeah.
Hey, hi everyone. I'm Rajmani Patel. I am 2012 pass out from Assam University, Silchar. I'm working at Microsoft as senior software engineer. So I'm leading their team for their apps and game platform, basically. So any kind of analytics to the partners for Xbox or a Windows Store that goes. So that goes by my team. Before this, I was working with VMware. Before that, Symantec, HP. So worked on multiple companies, multiple domain, seen the transition from a services company to a product-based company.
So I think almost every one of you have worked at a service-based company and also a product-based company. So Sandeep, if you can help answer the question for our viewers, like what is the difference between a service-based company and what is the difference between a product-based company? Let's understand the business of both the domains of the companies, right? So service-based company, let's take a company like McDonald's. So when we go to McDonald's, we order our burger and everything, and they generate a bill and give us the bill. And they have a screen where you see the order status, and they have also an inventory management system and all, right? So for McDonald's, the software is not their core product, right? The burger is their core product. So they want to outsource that software making thing to some other company. So all these IT giants that we have in our country, like TCS, Infosys, Capgemini and all, right? They basically take those outsourcing work and they make everything as the company wants. Whereas in product-based company, the core product is your own development. So for example, like I work in Atlassian, so the core products like Jira, Confluence are all the product of the company. It's the main thing from which they earn the revenue. So this is the main difference in the business. So now what happens if you, let's say, join a service-based company, you're not actually working directly with the team for which you are building the product. You're actually working, let's say, for TCS, where TCS is building for XYZ company. Thus, the overall pay or the work or the ownership on the product is very low compared to when you work, let's say, in Microsoft, and you're owning, let's say, Windows or MS Teams or Office, right? So you get to work on that product directly, you're owning it, and whereas in the other side, you're not owning it. So that's one of the major things. And what is the difference in type of roles that you get to do in both these companies, service-based and a product-based company like a Microsoft?
So as I said, you want to take out the side work of the part, right? For example, from McDonald's, you want to take out the IT part. But let's say, what if Microsoft or let's say Atlassian or any such company wants to also outsource something? They take out all the testing things,
all the support kind of things. So if you have any issue, you raise support tickets and all. So majorly the work that you get in service-based companies are either to test the product or to maintain the support for the product. And rarely you get to chance work on development. So basically you have three roles. You get to develop something, you get to test something, or you get to support the product. So development is, from my experience, what I've seen is very less percentage, where the majority is testing and support. So this is the role. But whereas when you work in a company, let's say you're directly an employee of Microsoft, then you get to work on that product, you build the product from scratch, you design the things, you take ownership of it end to end. So majorly you do development there, but whereas here you can be thrown into any of the three.
Yeah, and one major difference that I would like to add is like in service-based companies, you're working for some client, so you're specific to that. So like I used to work for American Airlines, so all the code that I used to write, so that was specific to American Airlines, not generic to all the airline industry. But here the code that I'm writing, that's generic to all the partners, right? Be it Adobe, YouTube, Facebook, Google, whoever is using, it's all generic, right? They are just logging into the platform and they're able to see that. So
yeah, so and one more thing I would like to add. So if you see how they make money, so let's say if we talk about TCS or Capgemini or Wipro or any such company, from my experience what I've seen, they make money on the number of hours that you work, right? So let's say if you work for X hours, that company gets paid X into some amount for your work. So you're not actually working for your output. You're not actually getting paid for what you build, right? You're not getting paid for your skills. You are getting paid for the number of hours that you put in. So that changes drastically on the culture, on the payout, on the growth of your career and everything. Whereas on a product company, you get paid or you get your promotions because you are building something from scratch, right? So that's the major difference.
And that is one of the questions that we receive from a lot of parents, or one of the suggestions that we receive, that the companies that students get placed into should be companies where the quality of work is much higher. So I think, is that also one of the difference in service-based company and product-based companies, the quality of work that you do?
Yeah, definitely. So as I said, right, I mean, let's say if you're, first of all, quality of work, if you see all the tech giants that are there, their core product is that software. So obviously if you're working there, you're working on, let's say, products like Jira, like Confluence, like Xbox, right, like Adobe, all the amazing softwares that they have, right? So first of all, the products are very amazing. So you get to work on really good things, and the quality of work is very high. But whereas when you come to service-based company, you don't know which client you are going to work for. You might be working for, let's say, a fast food retail chain where your software is maintaining just the attendance of the daily workers of the shop, right? So obviously that's not going to be a very interesting thing to do, or a very high quality work that you will be doing. So.
Thanks for sharing, Sandeep. So does it matter which branch you choose in engineering? Does it translate to what type of job that you get? Do you get into a product-based company, or do you get into a service-based company? Because I was just having this chat with Bhaskar right now, and he was telling that how choosing a branch in his college is one of the biggest regrets that he had. So Bhaskar, if you can shed some light on that story.
Yeah, sure. Most of the people I have seen is like they just want to do BTech, like whether they do mechanical, electrical, they don't care. But what I feel is like when you choose a branch, like for example, a core branch like mechanical, electrical or civil, you are just wasting a lot of time of yours, because I have to study all those subjects which is anyway not required after 4 years. So I'm remembering that the CS part was very, very less in the course. And I myself have not done it because I was not sure whether I want to go for a CS or not that time. So most of the advice which I give to the student, like if they really want to go for a CS background, they should choose a CS like branch, not the other branches, because they're getting the college. Sometimes I see a lot of people just getting a maybe IIT or NITs, then they choose just some other branch, and offline they have to work a lot to learn all those skills, because in the classes they are not learning. Most of the time they have to work on their core subjects, and in the meanwhile, in their personal time, they have to spend a lot to study all those things. So I think it's a great disadvantage. We are just wasting a lot of time there, because right now if I'm working in a company like Walmart, none of the things which I've studied in my 4 year of college is getting used. So it's just completely waste.
So before moving to Walmart, what are the difficulties that you faced because of choosing this branch? Were there any difficulties that you faced just after graduating college?
Yeah, I would say, like for example, I started with a service-based company, which is Accenture, right? Just because I am from an electrical background, what happened in Accenture was there was a project which demanded an electrical student only. And I get into a project and realized that it was a completely support project. And that was the time I was like, okay, I came here for more of a CS. I want to become a developer, but I'm doing a support project, which is more of a work in Excel sheet and PPTs. And I was very frustrated that time. and that was a reason I wanted to switch the company very badly.
I think like apart from like I am a CS grad, so I think others can also add to it. As you said, right, whatever you have learned, you're not using it in your current job. That might be a little bit less for us. Like what we learned, we are somewhat using it in the job, but still we also did a lot more things. For example, I had to learn how to use a lathe machine, and I had to learn how to do engineering drawing, which I am not even like close to it right now.
Yeah.
So even in CS, we do study a lot of things that is not actually required.
Obviously, the first year, the structure which we have in the BTech first year, that is general and everything, physics, chemistry, biology, engineering, drawing, and we are not using anything right now.
Exactly.
I think there's a very stark difference between how you chose to choose an electronics engineering degree versus everyone else choosing a computer science degree. So I think Rajmani, you have a very particular view about why you chose a CS engineering degree. Can you tell us a bit about your story?
Sure. So for me, I mean, I was pretty clear because in 11th I got introduced to C++, and from that time I was very clear that okay, I want to do computer science engineering, right? I even went to my teacher and asked him that okay, is there a way I can get into engineering college without giving any of these IIT, IEEE exams? But they told no, you have to go through, and that was, I mean, I am still very bad at mathematics and physics, chemistry. So, but somehow I got good rank in IEEE, but still, when I consider I wanted to go to top NITs, I was not getting those branches. I was just getting civil, mechanical, or any of those branches. But I was very particular, and that's why I had to go for Assam University, Silchar. So, belonging from MP, it was very hard for me to go to Silchar for just, but yeah, that have paid off for me actually. I mean, that's the one thing that, that's one of the best decisions that I feel that I got.
I think we've all talked about how these choices about our academic experience makes a lot of importance, have a lot of importance, and creates a large impact later on in life. But I think we should also talk about the non-academic experiences that we have in our college, the professors that we meet, the friends that we make there. So Mohini, if you want to just talk a bit about the challenges that you faced in your college life, how was your college life like?
So my story is quite different from Rajmani. So he mentioned that he is exposed to C++ in the 11th. For me, so my background is basically I belong to a Hindi medium background. For me there was no exposed to computer and C++ language. So from a different background, then when I went my college, for me again the branch thing, in form I selected electronics. Then I reached there, I choose, everybody was choosing computer science. So I thought there is something great about it because I was not aware what is computer science that time. So I also choose, Now I, sometimes feel proud that I have chosen that branch. So, after that what happened, right, there was two struggle for me. One was the communication because from Hindi, and everything is in English, professor are, speak in English, and for me it was, although I was a topper in 12th, but it was difficult for me to, catch a different language altogether. So somehow, and the second part is, the language, C++. First time I heard when I went into the college, that was the second thing. But sometimes people say, mentorship helps you. So I met two of my friends there, it was a girls' university, there were two friends of mine from the first day itself, and they helped me a lot. One helped me in communication, and you go and speak in front of the mirror and speak on the stage, nothing will happen. You just have to say what you want to say, nothing else. Second was helping me in कि you can learn the language. कि आप सीखो, आप सीख जाओगे. So that's how I did the hard work and I learned everything. And obviously after that there was a lot of struggle, but at the end of the fourth year I was there were 200 people who was there. So Oracle was the first company who came to Vanasthali, the first time it was coming, and basically I was one of them out of the 5 people selected out of 200, and I was one of them.
One thing, like the way you chose your branch, right? I mean, as you were very clear about computer science, I was also not very clear about computer science. So I was a big time like computer gamer, okay, game nerd, big time. So as you can see the glasses. So my only reason was, okay, I love games. I want to build games. How can I build games? Let's learn computer science. But when I came to college, like completely far away from game development or anything, like you're not, I felt like for example for me in my college, I did not get the exposure of building like real world applications and all. So that was a big change, but yeah, now I'm trying to learn more about this game development.
So for me, what have helped me, I mean, if you see my journey, I mean, none of the companies visited our campus, right? I came to Bangalore for off campus, took my first job here itself, but yeah, still I am able to make my mark at Microsoft because I choose the right branch. So that's the impact that I see when you are clear about the things that you want to do.
And what helped you in getting your first few jobs? Were it your friends, like, and till what extent are they able to help you? The role of seniors during college.
Yeah, so basically, I mean, obviously your community or your circle is very much important for you. So that is gonna help you, telling you all those stories that okay, this is how I got, just the basic one, maybe 2-3 questions that they felt, I mean, those are important in the interviews. But that's where the role of mentorship comes into picture, right? So I mean, if you have an easy access to someone like whom you want to become, so I mean, if someone can give you honest feedback every time, you can have the right set of conversations that okay, this is how the actual interview goes, or these are the right skill sets that those are needed for that, right? So if you have easy access for that, that is really helpful, because your friends, I mean, if I am hanging out with someone, he can tell me that okay, this is what you are doing mistake, but he cannot be harsh on me. He cannot submit the exact feed. He cannot spend 1 hour with me taking my mock interview, because we both will start laughing at each other, right? That okay, you don't know this, you don't know that. But if you have easy access to some mentor who is unbiased towards you basically, and maybe his KPIs are associated with you, that okay, if you do good, his things are going up, right? So that really helps, I mean, on the mentorship part.
These learnings from mentorships, from mentors, are these after your time you joined at Scalar?
Obviously. I mean, that's why. So my mentor used to work at Microsoft, and today I'm at Microsoft. So that's the kind of impact that I got from the mentorship.
Thanks for sharing your story, Rajmani. Very curious to know all of your stories, like why did you choose to join Scalar Working Professional course? Mohini, can we start with yours? Like, why did you choose to join Scalar's Working Professional course after doing your engineering?
Okay, so to answer this question, let's go back to college time. What happened there? When you join college, so there is a course, data structure algorithm. You learn it, but you don't learn it the perspective that it is going to be used in 4th year placement or in corporate, because you are not aware about that. Then 4th year comes, you again learn it. You get the placement. That is true. I guess it is the story of 99% of people. Then you just pass out. What happened? I went to the Walmart, and then I was looking for the out. And obviously, I given the interview some product-based company, and I got rejected. But somehow I was managed to join a company named Lithium Technology. Still, I was not satisfied. What to do, because I was looking kind of company like Walmart, Adobe and Myntra kind of company. So then someday a banner comes, Scalar Working Professional course is there. I don't know. It was very new course, and it is back 2019 September. So I just joined it. There was nothing I read about it. I just joined it because that was the one thing I thought probably it will help me. So obviously I joined in September 19, and in January 20, so I gave interview for the first time after 4 months in Myntra. So I got offer from the Myntra. It is a good feeling. You just give the first interview and I cracked. Then 7 days later, I got the offer from the Walmart. Then I didn't think much. It was a good deal. Then I thought, it's a good profile. Everything is good. Let's join the Walmart. So that was, a big transition for me, before joining Scalar and after joining Scalar.
My question there is, what is it that you think that helps you in making that transition, in making that big from to?
Yeah, see, if you see the profile itself says a lot about it. I was in Lithium Technology, which is a small company. And then I moved to the SD3 Walmart, which is a big thing. What helped me? There were a lot of things. So again, coming to the initial point, data structure. In Scalar, people focus on the fundamental part. So I learned the data structure algorithm from the basic. I was not learning Java, C++ or Python. I was learning what is graph, what is dynamic programming, which was helping me in a lot of interview. So coming to the thing, right now I'm in Adobe. But I have cracked so many interviews. If you're Adobe, Razorpay, Techion, there were a lot of companies I have cracked. Even Google also I have cracked. So that was a big transition. After joining Scalar, because there were mentorship. That was a great thing. Somebody can guide you. If you want to go into the Adobe, what is the structure? What you have to prepare. So all these things I was getting from the one place, that was Scalar Working Professional course.
Wonderful, wonderful. Like both of you have talked about the career outcomes that you have been able to generate, but the program is not just about career outcomes. You also have to look at the learning outcomes that you are able to generate, or generate after you have done a certain program. So were there any learning outcomes that you saw because you were at Capgemini, which is a service-based company, then you moved to a product-based company?
Yeah.
What was the difference in the learning outcomes that you saw?
So I'll tell you one of the major breakthrough sort of for me was like when you say that it's the average of the 5 people you are with, right? So that happened with me in college, that happened with me in Capgemini, but that completely transitioned when I was in Scalar. So like I'll tell you about my college. When I was in college, when we came to third year and we were all about placement, kya hoga placement ka. So you reach out to your seniors, right? And the seniors sab yahi ki apti ke questions kar lo, reasoning ke questions kar lo, TCS, Capgemini se companies आएगी, अगर apti निकाल लिया, job लग गई.
Job
लग गई. Exactly. हाँ. So now nobody tells you कि मतलब आप एक TCS के ऊपर जाके आप Amazon भी क्रैक कर सकते हो, क्योंकि Amazon का ऑफ कैंपस भी होता है, राइट? कि लेट्स से आपके इन केस लेट्स से आपके कैंपस में नहीं आती Amazon, so you can also go for off campus things, right? But because the seniors have not done that, because your surroundings is not doing that, you don't get that feeling. Now okay, I did apti, मैंने apti कर ली, मेरी Capgemini में job लग गई. When I came to Capgemini, again the same like I was not very fortunate with the like group of people that I've got through, right? So again they were all कि यार थोड़ा अच्छा काम कर लो, थोड़े ज़्यादा hours डाल दो, you will get on-site opportunity. By the way, this is a big I like to call out for other people watching कि on-site is just it's a big what do you say, laddu that is been shown to you कि लड्डू देखो ये on-site दे देंगे और वो कभी सच नहीं होता. And whenever even if it becomes true, it's not worth it, right? But anyway, so वो हो गया कि on-site, so there also nobody was like यार पढ़ते हैं, कुछ करते हैं, कुछ अच्छी कंपनी में जाते हैं and all. But when I joined Scalar, then I got to know अच्छा, you also get to work on these kind of technologies. You also get to build this kind of products. You also get to build something that will impact millions of people, right? If not billions, right? You can earn to a certain amount of money. मतलब मुझे कभी लगा ही नहीं था कि इतना पैकेज एग्जिस्ट भी करता है. मुझे जाता था ये ऐसा स्कैम है, ये तो ये सच थोड़ी होता है. So I got to know about all that, right? So one major thing that happened was change in perspective. That did not happen in my college, that did not happen in my job in Capgemini, that happened after joining Scalar. A change in perspective. Now you know कि ये हो सकता है, तो अगर आप जानते हो कि ये हो सकता है तो आप किसी न किसी तरह रास्ता बना लेते हो वहाँ तक पहुँचने के लिए. और thankfully मुझे वो रास्ता भी नहीं बनाना पड़ा, because Scalar helped me to build that path through that way, right? So the major learning outcome was broadening my vision and then building a path to reach to that vision.
I think we have all shared experiences that we had in college, and there's sort of a gap in what the industry requires and what we learn at college, right? So like we all know that Scalar School of Technology has been launched this year. You all know about the program. If you had to make that choice today, assume you've just graduated from your 12th standard, you have to make a choice between choosing the college that you are in versus choosing a Scalar School of Technology. My question to all of you is like, what is your honest answer? Would you do it, and why would you do it?
So I have to add one thing on the same track, right? So like if I have to make the choice, because I went through all the curriculum that Scalar School of Technology is providing. First of all, thankfully they have gone away from all the engineering design and lathe machine and hammering and all that, right? That's the best part. Now after that you get to work internship, you have mentorship and all those things. So what happened when I joined Scalar, a professional course way back in 2019, I saw that sort of, let's say if I have to reach from one place to another, right? So let's say if I have to go कि मुझे बैंगलोर से दिल्ली जाना है, तो मैं पैदल चला जाता हूँ, या फिर मैं गाड़ी ले लेता हूँ, या फिर मैं ट्रेन ले लेता हूँ, या फिर मैं फ्लाइट ले लेता हूँ, right? तो the Scalar course was sort of like a train for me कि मैं जहाँ था prior to my college or after my graduation and where I am right now, it was like a train journey. It was a good journey, it was a comfortable journey, but थोड़ा लंबा time लग गया मुझे, because it took me 2-3 years to study, prepare and reach to a good place, right? Like reach to a top company, top paying company and all that. But I feel Scalar School of Technology will be like the flight. आप लो, आप सीधा पहुंच जाओगे अपने destination. There is no hassle, there is nothing. It's directly reach to your place. So yes, if I go back to my 12th class and if I get something like this, definitely I'll go with Scalar School of Technology.
Just to add that, so for me, I mean, you see this thing. I got exposed to the C, C++ and all those things in 11th, 12th. I studied that well there. But yeah, then I went to my college. Though I was passionate about computer science, but I went to my college. I feel that I have wasted those 4 years. If I would have got something like this, that okay, where you can build the real-time project, I would have been, I mean, altogether different person with that help. So
Basically, your potential would have been maximized.
Exactly. The
Yeah,
flight
yeah.
that Sandeep have talking about, right?
Exactly. And see, one of the best thing that I think will be for the students who would be joining Scalar School of Technology. For us, when we joined Scalar, I think all of you can relate to this, is that we were working as well. So certain amount of our day, like the majority amount of our day was going in the work. Remaining amount of time we were putting into Scalar. But when you are going as a student, your 24 hours you can do anything you want. आपने अभी सीखा, आप अभी निकल के कोड लिख करके आप रात में प्रोडक्ट बनाकर लॉन्च कर सकते हो. You have that capability, you have the right set of people, you have the right set of guidance. So that is one of the best things that they have. Like I think their students are very lucky who are going to join Scalar School of Technology.
So 2 out of 4. Mohini.
So my way to put it is different, a little bit different, maybe in the same line, We know that, scalar working professional course, thousands of people are joining every month, So if I have to be at 2012, if I think, I did my graduation 4 years, 2016 pass out, then did 3 years of working, and then I joined scalar working professional course. If the same thing I did in 2012, I joined directly to SST, then it would save my lot of years also, same thing I am getting. So that can be the good thing, Thousands of people are joining scalar working professional course because there is something great about it, and the same thing would happen with SST also.
Yeah, so I think everybody talk about the curriculum and everything, though I think one more big factor is the money. Okay, though a lot of people say that Scalar School of Technology is very expensive, 80 lakh is total fee. But अगर मैं अपनी बारे में बात बताऊँ तो जब मैंने कॉलेज ज्वाइन किया 16 में, इट्स ऑल्सो अ प्राइवेट कॉलेज, तो मैंने उस टाइम पे 16 लाख दिया था. तो और मैंने उस टाइम पे 16 लाख दे के इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियरिंग ज्वाइन की थी एंड एंड अप गेटिंग अ 4-5 लाख जॉब. एंड स्केलर आर मतलब आई हैव ऑलरेडी स्पेंड दैट मच मनी इन 16. और अगर अभी के टाइम पे देखो सेम कॉलेज का फीस ऑलमोस्ट 22 हो गया है. अगर मुझे अभी मौका मिले टू जॉइन स्केलर स्कूल ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी हैविंग अ 4 years ऑफ डेडिकेटेड पढ़ाई इन CS, तो मतलब दैट वुड बी बेस्ट थिंग फॉर मी बिकॉज मनी तो एनी वे हैव स्पेंड दैट मच और रिजल्ट कुछ खास नहीं है. एंड अगर मैं इतना स्पेंड करके इफ आई गेट अ इजली पैकेज ऑफ 30-40 एट स्टार्ट, सो दैट वुड बी सो ग्रेट. लाइक मेरा कितना टाइम बच गया होता है, क्योंकि मुझे अभी भी रियलाइज़ होता है कि मैं थोड़ा लेट हो गया हूँ. मुझे ऐसा लगता था कि मैंने 1-1.5 साल काफ़ी वेस्ट कर दिया अपना करियर का वहाँ पे. एंड देन आई जॉइन स्केलर स्कूल ऑफ प्रोफेशनल्स ये वाला कोर्स. उसके बाद फिर मैंने पढ़ाई करके फिर मैं स्विच किया. सो वो इतना मेहनत करना ही क्यों, मतलब इतना ज़्यादा स्ट्रगल करना ही क्यों, मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा. मतलब
So
अगर कर सकते हो 4 साल में वो चीज़ें.
we can all agree to one thing, is that if Scalar School of Technology is like growing, then Scalar's professional course will get shut down because students will already become so good that they will not need any other program and they will directly like join their dream companies and all, right? And all the struggle that we did would not be required.
Great. Thank you everyone for sharing these stories. Although what I'm curious about is, what do you think makes it a flight journey from a train journey? What is the one aspect of the whole program that according to you makes it stand out from all the other programs in the country? And it can be unique, it can be different for each one of you, it can be very personalized, but what do you think it would be for you? Say Sandeep, what would be for you?
See, I'll tell you one thing. When I when I graduated in 2019, right? So I'm very thankful from where I am right now, and compared to a lot of people, like I'll say that comparatively I'm at a good position with 4 years of industry like experience. But if I tell you, I know people who are working in Google, I know people who are working in Atlassian, I know working in Adobe, who graduated from really good colleges like BITS Pilani, right? And who dedicated their entire time to learn tech in 4 years. They are actually much ahead in terms of career growth. They are junior to me, but they are actually doing very well, right? So what I've achieved right now, they are achieving it much faster than I am. So like the number of years you will save and your growth journey will be very fast compared to someone like, let's say you came out of college, then you take some years, you understand the industry, you join Scalar's professional course, you learn, then again you switch, right? So you don't have to do all those things. You just know what I have to do from day one. You have the right guidance, you have the right industry experts there, and day one you know what I have to do. कि भाई मैं निकलूँगा, मैं let's say Amazon join करूँगा, मैं Amazon में अच्छा काम करूँगा, फिर मैं Google join करूँगा. You know it from day one, right? So that's the best thing I feel, right? That's what makes it the plane journey, I think.
So for me, I'm seeing it from this perspective, that you are gonna expose to the mentors who are already at what your dream is actually, right? And you are along with the people, you are surrounded with the people who want to, who are ready to help you on the same journey, who, even they share the same goal, right? So with this limited seat of 200 people, if you see the kind of interview structure Scalar School of Technology have. So all of them have same mindset. It's not that they are forced to do this, but they have passion towards the technology, right? And that difference I see that is gonna push you all the time. That okay, even you have to do what you wanted to do, right? So
Thanks for this. I think both of you have mentioned industry experts and learning from people who have been in the industry, and this is one of the key questions that almost everyone has, that what is the difference between learning from, say, an academician versus learning from a practitioner who has been in the industry. And since you have learned from both an academician and also practitioners, so I think Sandeep, if you can help answer, like what is the key difference that you see in this learning?
Yeah, so I want to share an anecdote. So what happened? It's way back in my college days. So I went to meet a friend. She was going through the MBBS course in one of the government medical colleges. So मैंने देखा, मैं उससे बात कर रहा था, and suddenly a doctor was coming. अब उनके पीछे बहुत सारे बच्चे ना भाग भाग के आ रहे थे, 5-6 बच्चे and all. They are asking some questions and all. तो I was like, okay, why are everybody so मतलब पीछे पीछे क्यों भाग रहे हैं? तो she told me that he's our professor and I think he just came from OT और उनको कुछ discuss करना होगा, कुछ doubts clear करने होंगे. So that time that cracked to me that the professors in my college, they studied way back, I think 15-20 years back. They might be revamping themselves, but they are not actually going and working in the tech industry. And tech industry is much faster in terms of growth and change compared to medical. Whereas in medical, I can see that person has just performed the operation. वो आके आपको पढ़ा रहा है. उसने अभी 1 घंटे 2 घंटे पहले operation complete किया, right? And you know that he's the most hands-on and most active on the medical domain, right? So that is a very stark difference. So if you actually learn from someone who is actually doing the job day in, day out, compared to someone who is, like, let's say, studied 20 years back and is not in touch with the industry, it makes a lot of difference, I feel.
I think while it makes a lot of sense, the question that I have is the industry ready for it? Because I think all of you have been interviewing. There was a phase in your life when you were interviewing for all these companies, and now all of you have also taken interviews. So you have been on both sides of the industry, where you were first getting the skills that the industry requires, and now you're looking for the skills that industry is looking for. So, like, do you think the industry is ready for something like this? And
yes. So see, if I look back into the last couple of years, as I said, na, the tech industry is very fast in change. Abhi, you know, all the buzz is about ChatGPT, Bard, and all these AI assistants that we have, right, who are writing code as well. So there's a slight change in the industry in the recent couple of months, I'll say, not even years. So if we go back to our college days, the norm of ki lead code kar lo, like code chef kar lo and all, that was not much there. At least for me, it was not much there, right? But nowadays, I see students reaching out to me from college कि भैया मैंने 500 lead code question कर लिए, भैया मैंने 700 lead code question कर लिए. But I feel there is right now in the industry, just doing DSA or just learning few things will not help you. You actually need to be a problem solver, right? Writing code will now, I think assistants and all are there. GitHub Copilot hai, ChatGPT hai, right? You can get the code from there, but you need to have that skill to use those tools. You need to be a problem solver. So abhi in industry, people are looking for someone who can use tech to solve problems, not just a coder. So I feel that is why being close to the industry experts will help you to understand ki how can I solve problems using tech instead of just learning tech, right? So I think in Scalar School of Technology, they do have a course on product management as well, where you understand how to create a product, how to solve product problems and all that. So if you know how the business part of it, you can use tech to solve the business, as simple as that.
I just want to add one liner, as you mentioned, the medical, doctors are the doctors are basically the teachers there or professor, in also chartered accounting field, when it comes to CA. So whoever the teaching person there also, either a past when they have practice on the CA or currently they are doing, but they are the teacher there. So why not in the tech, and SST is doing the same thing, so SST is ready to make that change. So, eventually it will make a great difference in future.
So medical has cracked it, CA has cracked it, now Scalar School of Technology will
will
crack
be
it.
the first to crack it actually.
Yeah.
I think one key aspect is there, which is why we have launched this one-year internship. Bhaskar, I would like to know from you, what significance or what impact do you see now with this 1 year of internship in industry?
So I think this is one of the good aspect about the Scalar School of Technology, because मैंने खुद experience किया, I have seen people doing internship for only 2 months, 3 months, just for the sometimes project के लिए, या फिर just करना इसलिए कर लेते हैं. people don't learn anything in 2-3 months. Like आपको code base समझने में 1-2 महीने लग जाते हैं, and you expect कि ये बंदा 3 महीने में समझ जाए. So 1 year internship, I think it's mandatory. And the second phase, it's good कि उन्होंने पूरा internship रखा है. Because sometimes you have to understand, right, कि like problems है क्या. हम लोग बोलते रहते हैं कि ये पढ़ लो वो पढ़ लो. क्यों पढ़े? जब उनको पता ही नहीं चलेगा कि उनको पढ़ना क्यों है तो उनको इंटरेस्ट नहीं आएगा ना. सो दे शुड नो, लाइक अगर आप एडवांस फेज में जा रहे हो, किस चीज़ को बहुत जैसे पढ़ रहे हो, उससे पहले आप समझो कि एक्जैक्टली इंडस्ट्री में यूज़ कैसे आ रहा है उस चीज़ का. देन ओनली आपको इंटरेस्ट बिल्ड होगा, देन यू उसको समझ में आएगा पढ़ना क्यों, तब आपका इंटरेस्ट भी बढ़ जाएगा उस चीज़ों में. जैसे कि मैंने देखा अभी भी, और बेस्ट पार्ट अबाउट इंटर्नशिप इज़ लाइक कि एक और चीज़ अच्छा लगता है कि आप पहले थोड़ा पैसे आप कमाने लगते हो. अगर अच्छी कंपनियों में काम कर रहे हो, फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर वॉलमार्ट या फिर माइक्रोसॉफ्ट में जाते हो, आई नो लाइक पीपल आर लाइक अर्निंग अ स्टाइपेंड ऑलमोस्ट 1 लाख, ठीक है, जो मेरे फर्स्ट सैलरी के 3 गुना है ऑलमोस्ट. सो इट्स लाइक अ वेरी बिग थिंग. मैं खुद सरप्राइज था कि, और जैसे बहुत सारे हमें क्या ना बहुत पर एक्सपोजर नहीं होता, हमें पता ही नहीं होता कि सब चीज़ है, ठीक है. तो आई थिंक द वर्ल्ड हैज़ चेंज नाउ. इंटरनेट का ज़माना है, पीपल नो कि उनको कहाँ इंटरेस्ट है, कहाँ जाना है, कहाँ मिल रहा है. तो आई थिंक दे शुड लाइक ऑलवेज लुक फॉर अ कंपनी विच दे वांट टू वर्क फ्रॉम द स्टार्ट, कि एक्चुअली इस टाइप की कंपनीज मुझे काम करना है. तो दैट विल हेल्प देम अ लॉट. इन इंटर्नशिप में उनको पता चलेगा कि काम एक्चुअली होता कैसे. अब सबसे बेस्ट बात है कि इंटर्नशिप में आपको आपसे एक्सपेक्टेशन बहुत ज़्यादा होती नहीं है, ठीक है. कोई एक्सपेक्ट नहीं करता कि एकदम आप एकदम हिला के रख दो कंपनी में, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. तो आप आ रहे हो, आप सीखने के लिए आ रहे हो, और सबको पता है कि आप सीख रहे हो, तो दे विल ऑल्सो हेल्प यू अगर ड्यूरिंग द इंटर्नशिप. और 1 ईयर के इंटर्नशिप में तो ऑफकोर्स दे वांट कि आप कुछ आउटपुट भी दो, बिकॉज 1 ईयर के इंटर्नशिप में आपको ऐसे बैठा के तो रखेंगे नहीं. ऑफकोर्स आपको काम भी देंगे एंड दे विल एक्सपेक्ट सम आउटपुट, तो उससे आपका लर्निंग बहुत ज़्यादा होगा. तो आई थिंक दैट 1 ईयर इंटर्नशिप कैन चेंज अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स, राइट.
I would like to add one anecdote about my experience internship के बारे में. So if you all might, I don't know if you guys have seen this or not, बहुत बार ट्रेनिंग करवा देते हैं इंटर्नशिप के नाम पे कि आप इंटर्नशिप करने जा रहे हो, वो आपको रिकॉर्डेड वीडियोस दे देंगे, ये देख लो, ये कंप्लीट कर लो, एंड ऑन टॉप ऑफ दैट यू आर बीइंग एन इंटर्न एंड यू आर पेइंग दैट कंपनी. तो मतलब वो एक्चुअली होती ट्रेनिंग है, वो भी बहुत ही मतलब वाहियात क्वालिटी वाली ट्रेनिंग, एंड वो इंटर्नशिप के नाम पे चला जाता है. इंटर्नशिप इज सपोज टू बी दैट यू गो, यू लर्न, you work, and you earn something from it as well. It's sort of like a stipend. Not earning is not the major concern. The major concern is learning. So आप समझते हो कि यार एक टीम में मैं हूँ, अगर 10 लोग सीनियर लोग हैं तो मैं भी उस पे एक छोटा सा पार्ट हूँ. I will also get to get some tasks. I will also get to learn the work that they are doing and learn from them. So एक साल का internship exposure, I think it's amazing. I mean,
And for me, the change maker is like that's in between your course, right? It's not you are doing it at the end. सो आप बीच में अगर कर रहे हो तो 1 साल के बाद जब आप वापस आओगे इंडस्ट्री से, देन यू हैव अ क्लियर पिक्चर, यू हैव सीन द प्रोडक्ट्स लाइक दैट, राइट. सो आपके पास एक क्लियर पिक्चर है कि हाँ मैंने ये देखा है, क्योंकि कंप्यूटर साइंस स्ट्रीम भी एक प्लेन एंड सिंपल नहीं है. यू हैव AI/ML स्पेस, यू हैव डेटा साइंसेस, यू हैव हाई फ्रीक्वेंसी ट्रेडिंग एंड मल्टीपल अदर्स, राइट. तो अगर आपने वो देखा हुआ है पहले, तो आपको एक समझ में आ जाएगा कि हाँ दिस इज़ व्हाट इज इंटरेस्ट मी, राइट. सो आपके पास वो उसके बाद के 6 महीने या 1 साल है आपके पास ये देखने के लिए कि हाँ अब मुझे स्पेसिफिकली इस पे फोकस करना है, सो दैट जब मेरा प्लेसमेंट होगा, जो मैं करना चाह रहा हूँ, किस टाइप की कंपनी में बिल्ड करना चाह रहा हूँ, मैं स्पेसिफिकली उसी के लिए प्रिपेयर करूँगा, मैं सबके लिए नहीं देखूंगा.
I also have one point, right? That internship thing, I have, like talked to some people, and there was one doubt came, ki first placement, when you are in internship, there is a great opportunity, you work, you create your brand, and that increase your chances of pre-placement offers, that can help, 6 months is a good duration, but 1 year is great, people switch the company in 1 year, and you can get best out of it, and you can get the pre-placement offer that will solve your first placement problem also.
Thanks for sharing your wonderful stories, guys. There's this one question that almost I think every student has, which is how should they approach their 4 years of education, 4 years of an undergraduate education. So what is that one advice that you would like to leave the students with, students who are enrolling either Scalar School of Technology or they are choosing to enroll into any other college? What is that one advice that you would like to leave them with? Rajmani, we can start with you.
Okay. So for me, one thing for sure is listen to yourself. I mean, what you want to do in your long-term career. Don't just think about 1 year, 2 year. No, just think about your long-term career. What you want to do, have that in your mind, and then choose your branch accordingly. Right? So that's from me.
From my side, the 4 years of course, it just not be steady. You are just reading everything. It should be the mixture of everything. But be consistent about what you are learning from the Scalar School of Technology. If you are consistent, you will get everything.
Master.
I think 4 years is a very good amount of time. People should do a lot of activities, and सबसे best thing I think they should do is to build a community over there. I've seen my community, a lot of people I met in Scalar itself, just duration of 6-7 months. Okay, but if you can stay with them like for almost 4 years, you can, because most of the people are be working in some good companies, like some of them will work in Google, Microsoft, Amazon. So if you have that much of community after you graduate from college, right? So that will help you in a long-term career as well. सिर्फ ये नहीं कि आप क्या काम कर रहे हो, आपको पता चलेगा बाकी लोग क्या काम कर रहे हैं, and you will have a constant communication with other friends as well, right? और वो 4 साल का जो relation होता है ना, बहुत deep relation बन जाता है on a long period of time. So मैं कह रहा हूँ कि I think building a community as well helps you a lot. तो वो 4 साल में पढ़ाई तो देखना ही है, वो तो करना ही है of course, पर साथ में make friends, be with them. If you have an idea, like कोई startup ideas है तो maybe वहीं से कुछ शुरू हो जाए. Because there are a lot of people, because most of the people are living in Bangalore, right? And Bangalore is like a Silicon Valley of India, right? So you will get a lot of investors over here. Or scalers also have a lot of good, like big mentors like Kunal Shah and the people like working there, So just make use of that. Okay, I would say, and वो बहुत benefit करेगा अगर आप college में, because college में आपके पास time काफ़ी रहता है, आप एक बार work करना शुरू कर देते हो तो आपके पास time बहुत limited रहता है. तो इट्स बेटर कि आप ये जो टाइम को अच्छे से यूटिलाइज करो एंड जो अपने पैशंस जो है आप यहाँ पे फुलफिल कर सकते हो ड्यूरिंग द 4 years.
So Sandeep, you would like to add something?
Yeah, so two things. First is, so I have this sort of a rule or understanding that I follow. The success is 80% credibility, 20% visibility. So you need to have credibility obviously to crack your dream company, to crack your dream, let's say you want to go outside and do MS, or you want to do PhD, you want to, let's say, work for NASA, whatever, right? So credibility is important, no doubt. So 80% is credibility, 20% is visibility, which I see a lot of people don't work on. So when during your 4 years of time, try to use all the platforms that you have, like LinkedIn, you have Twitter, you have Medium blogs, you have GitHub, all these things. Try to build that visibility as well. So the more visibility you will have, the more opportunities you'll get, and the more credibility you'll have, the more cracking of that opportunities you'll be able to do. So it's a 80-20 rule. 80% of your credibility, 20% is visibility. That is one thing. And second thing, मजे करो यार, 4 साल है, वापस नहीं आएंगे. Try to build memories that you can recall someday later and आप उसके बारे में याद करके हंस सको. So it's not just about job and degrees and MS and all those things. Fun is a very important part of college. Try to have fun to the maximum of it. Yeah.
Wonderful advice, Sandeep. I think we have heard wonderful stories for everyone, and I'm sure that these advices will help students make an informed decision, whoever is choosing to either come to Scalar School of Technology, and even if they are not choosing to come here, I think these advices will help them make an informed decision. Thank you everyone. We hope this podcast was helpful for you. I hope it answers all your questions, but if you still have any questions that are not answered yet, feel free to ask them in the comment section below. Our team will reach out to you as soon as possible. And if you like to reach out to our alumni and have very specific questions to them, their LinkedIn profiles are mentioned in the description box below. Feel free to reach out to them. Thank you.